Today I'll be describing to you how to go completely insane. Step 1, never pray. However, this one is two-sided. So make sure to never pray. But also, so never connect yourself to anything spiritually. But also theorize incessantly about how demons are attacking you. Um, don't subscribe. Don't put them into any sort of religious box, though. Christianity's a no-go. Make sure that you are just convinced that there's something around you that hates you, but is never tangible. You can never quite put your finger on it. Very important. That's going to be a theme for everything I'll be talking about today. So, yes, I would say keep that in mind for the rest of the video. Never be able to put your finger on exactly why. Okay, intuition only. And there is a fine line with that. Let's take this to the next step. Perpetually rely on and question your intuition. It's going to be tough at first to rely entirely upon your intuition, but always intuit everything, never research, never just assume, essentially. And you're always right. That's the most important part of that tenet. Step 3, sever all communication with people. Never talk to anybody. Never look at anybody, never call anybody, never text anybody. If anybody texts you, not responding is a good move. If you have to, if they're worried about you, just to give them enough, yeah, okay, lol, doing good, that sounds good, can't do it that weekend. Make sure you never talk to anybody. And the reason for that is that if you're able to corroborate what you are intuiting about life, facts, religion, demons, don't forget point 1, which I will get back to in point 4. But when you have all these things, always make sure that you never have anybody to corroborate these things with and say, hey, am I insane for thinking this? Which is already a bad question. Never question yourself. But also so that if you aren't even aware that it might be crazy, that it might be putting you on this path to success and going insane, people will say, hey, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't think that. Thinking that is not good for you. Never listen to those people anyway if they do happen to sneak in there. So back to the point about demons. Point 4 kind of ties into that, and that is conspiracy against authority. So, and really there's a very special bridge that I'll reach here with point 1 and 4. So point 4, disregard authority and conspire against it. Make sure that you think that everyone is out to get you, especially people of authority, right? People with power over you, they're always going to use that power against you. You must think this. This is kind of a core tenet, as a matter of fact, of the journey to going completely insane. So the government, right, the big one. Everyone hates the government. If you can get into some of the agencies in particular that you hate, come up with some reasons why. This is a good point to do research. If you're going to do any at all, make sure it's always you're trying to prove your hypothesis, right? They tell you never to do that in science. Well, we're going to do it here. So the government, right? Always against the CIA, the FBI, the CDC in some cases. ATF is a big one, right? All of these guys. Now, here's the special bridge I mentioned. Aliens. This is a big one, right? There's a lot of spiritual connections with what we know about abduction experiences, extraterrestrial encounters, UFOs, UAPs, and the like. A lot of spiritual things going on. Make sure you harp on that. Make sure you mull it over in your mind. And think about how that relates to the government and authority. And fucking, I felt like there was something behind me. So, you know I'm on the right track. What the fuck? Okay, that's gonna, I'm gonna, that's not, this isn't even a bit. Okay. Um, yeah. Always thinking something's behind you is a good one. But number 5 is actually something I just mentioned. Is make sure that you are mulling things over in your head at all times, right? We're never talking to anybody, nobody's looking at anybody, nobody's talking to anybody. This is very important. 4.5, which is that you have to go over everything in your mind. Ex-girlfriends, that's a huge one, right? If you can tap into your deepest emotional realm, desires, what have you, ex-girlfriends are a big one. Maybe you still love an ex-girlfriend and ex-boyfriend, right? We don't want to discount the ladies here or the gay guys. So yes, make sure, right? Lesbians and straight dudes aren't the only people going insane now. You must understand this, right? We have to mull these things over in our minds constantly, constantly. This is the part that gets people, is that you were like, oh, I'm been harping on stuff too much, right? No, not enough, not enough, right? This is a key point to going insane, is you have to be constantly thinking about these things. Now, it doesn't really take much training. After you stop talking to people, it kind of just follows suit, right? You stop talking to people, kind of like the flowchart is how these things start usually is you stop talking to people. But then the deeper you go, right, you stop talking to people. You go get into your own head, and then that leaves you in the realm of despising authority, conspiratorial things, right? Things that don't make sense, and they will to you. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a fantastic feeling when things that make no sense make perfect sense to you. And it's gonna turn your heart upside down, but I'll tell you what, it is one of the best feelings in the world. So that's just about it for going completely insane. If you think I missed anything, feel free to leave a comment. What was your favorite point? Just kidding. Never talk to anybody. Don't leave a comment. Actually, do leave a comment for engagement purposes on the back end of video sites and whatnot. But definitely, yeah, just pop your own little manifesto in the comments is what I would say. So take care, and like, I'm hearing shit, and that was right as I was entering here. I might go back there. Probably just a year or something.